Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to today's Me to Be with the Hive. Today we have Terah Murphy on, and she is the founder of Cowgirl Red. It is a custom clothing boutique, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, so we can't wait to learn more about her and what she does because she has a huge heart for empowering women and helping women feel beautiful and owning themselves. So we'll get to learn more about that. But Terah, if you'd like, would you like to go ahead and tell us who you are, what you do, and how you help people?
Okay. So I'm Terah Murphy, and I live on a ranch in south central Kansas, out in the middle of nowhere. My business is Cowgirl Red, and I say it all in my brand is I'm a cowgirl, I'm an artist, and I'm the goddess of the plains. So I I design custom jean jackets for cowgirls and little kids, and I have with my vast, rare, vintage collection of Western fabrics.
That's so neat. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. So we would love to learn about more about your background and how you decided to begin your business and maybe part of the journey that's brought you to where you are today.
Um, well, I started out in life in college as a clothing and textiles design major. I loved sewing and creating and designing. And then as life goes on, the practical part of me took over, needed to make a better living. So I became a CPA, and had a CPA career practice till, well, I'm still doing it part-time, but full time while my daughter was growing up. So, and I've always sewed, but around 2010, I had like a major life change event, and I just created this concept of Cowgirl Red. Now, you have to understand that post-pandemic hair and pre-pandemic hair are different. I used to have just, shoulder length, bright red hair, and for all my adult life. And then when pandemic hit, I just kind of let it go the way it wanted to go, and I'm pretty happy about it. But anyway, that's where the Cowgirl Red came from. And so I started blogging, and like in 2010, and showing my creations on my blog. I just did it like a WordPress blog, and then I started out uh, redoing vintage quilt tops and finishing them,
Okay.
and always playing. I've always had a pretty nice fabric collection, but that's how I started Cowgirl Red. That's what I was doing first, and doing pillows and things. And then one day I made a jacket, then I made another one, and I got just got the idea of turning my jean jackets into something special. Started getting comments about them, and I'm like, I wonder if I can sell these. And so I did. I started selling them off my blog or off Facebook, doing custom orders. People send me their jean jackets, and it's just kind of grown from there. At first, I did all thrift store jackets, vintage and for kids and grown-ups. And I really loved it when I could score really good, like Levi's or something like that. But now I'm about 2015, I did my first pop-up, and actually my second pop-up was there in Wichita at Aspen
Okay.
Trailers. Yeah. And so I do rodeos, and the blog grew, and then I got a Shopify store, and in comes Instagram, and so it's just either word of mouth or social media. I show up at events that I like to attend or participate in, rodeos. I'm going to a barrel race this weekend for uh, a 2-day event, and so yeah. So did that answer your question?
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
great. That's really interesting. I didn't even know that you had a background as a CPA and that you're still doing that part-time.
I'm
That's really
actually I'm actually going to work for TurboTax in December,
Oh, really?
remotely, just right here, right here.
Oh, that's awesome. And
Yeah, I'm
so
kind of
is
excited.
your sewing studio, is that at home and all
Yeah,
that?
it's right over there. I can give you a tour if you want, or later. Or
Oh, we could go ahead and look at it now. I'd love to see it.
so this. Let's see. Can I flip it, or do you?
I think
I
you
don't.
can flip it.
I don't see that. So
Oh, maybe not.
that's okay. I'll just kind of put myself in the background here. So this is where I was sitting. This is my walkout basement, and right here is my CPA office right here. Where I do all my business and stuff and all my videos, and I also sell Mary Kay Cosmetics, so I do virtual facials there. And so here is my little studio, which I love so much. I think it started out being a sunroom for this house when we rebuilt the house. So I have all my fabric collection back there, all my sewing machines. I've got like a 100-year-old sewing machine right there that I use to make this stitching here that's like Western chain stitch. And so my customers come in, they bring their jean jacket or they choose one of mine. And what am I doing here? Yeah, there's the main sewing table there, and then a lot of fabric, and then I have tubs of fabric too. And like here's one that someone just came in. I fitted her in a jacket, and we sat here at the table, or stood here and designed this jacket for her. We're gonna accent it with this cowhide fabric, pop the collars and cuffs, and then we're taking this really old vintage Western bark cloth, and some of it's going on the back and some of it's going on the front. So what we did was just pulled all the fabrics and got to know her a little bit, and then we put it together, and I'll get it sewed up and delivered to her this week sometime, I hope. But wow. Yeah, do you have any questions?
That's really fascinating. I would love to know how you source your fabrics. Like, how do you find vintage Western fabric?
Well, I started, I've just been collecting them since I was forever. And I source a lot of them. I just dig deep on the internet, and so through different fabric blogs and groups, and I have some Google searches out there for different particular fabrics, and honestly, eBay and Etsy, and I'm pretty much always looking. And instead of like wasting a lot of time scrolling social media, I think it's more productive for me to look for fabrics. So, and I mean, it's like I wouldn't recommend it because it's a big time suck, but I've found some really cool, rare, very, very rare fabrics, and I have a limit, of what I'm going to pay for them.
Yeah.
And I've learned what's real, what's not real, what's old, what's not old, and it's just really pretty cool, the history of Western fabrics, because we a lot of times we think of back in the 40s and 50s, which I do have some of that. It's just almost priceless fabrics.
That is so neat.
Yeah, it's fun, and kind of my criteria too is whenever I can find a fabric that's got a real working cowgirl on it, that's not like sitting there watching the cowboy do something in their short, or they've what's the right word, they've either infantilized or sexualized her. Although I do love the pinup cowgirls from vintage stuff, but yeah, so I've kind of come to be known for some of my real working cowgirl type fabric. So I think I'll show you one here just a second. Right. For instance, this is a fabric from, never seen it before or since, but it's from the 50s.
Oh, neat.
Isn't that cool?
That is really cool.
I've made a few jackets out of it, and I've got a few left. So, yeah, that's just one of them. I guess I get too excited. I could just start pulling fabrics out. Like this one I have on is a vintage fabric from the 90s. It's no longer in print. And so when I find it again, I'll buy some more. So.
That's really cool. So what you do is so unique. So what passion drives you to do this? Because I haven't seen anyone else doing something like this.
Well, I think it's my love of the West, my
Mm-hmm.
love of Western art, Western culture, the cowboy lifestyle, ranching, cattle, Western design, and anything that what we call punchy. That's really Western cowboy, cowgirl. And my other passion is just empowering women to
Yeah.
be and look their best. I do a lot of trophy jackets, donate to competitions where, like, there's there's men and women competing against each other sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're just separated by the sex, but not always. So I'll give a what I call a trophy jacket, would just be a custom jacket to the highest ranking woman at a team roping, or the highest ranking woman at a cutting, or stuff like that. So that kind of lifts them up. They might not get the attention, uh,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So a lot of women are competing with men in a lot of sports and
Mm-hmm.
doing just great. But uh, yeah, so a lot of Western sports. So that kind of stuff. And then if I go to events, I just take my traveling circus with me.
I love that. Yeah, so next we'd love to hear what are some of the biggest struggles and challenges that you faced along your journey of owning this business?
Well, uh, personal struggle is staying motivated and keeping my momentum going. If I have,
Yeah.
a relationship issue, a health issue, or just
Mm-hmm.
general depression or whatever, I can get sidetracked real easy and not stay focused and just keep, how it is. You've got to
Yeah.
keep putting one foot in front of the other. And so, and then uh, technology, uh, I'm pretty good at it, but it takes me, I feel like I just finally just told myself, it's going to take you twice as long as someone that's half your age. So just get over it and learn it. So that kind of stuff.
That's really funny. But I mean, even early on, you were able to figure out starting a blog and running that and your Shopify. And it sounds like so much of what you do can be done in person, just going to these events. So
Mhm.
that's fantastic.
That's most of it.
Yeah.
We just threw up a pop-up boutique. I usually do it with, I started doing it with two other women who sell different items than me, but Western.
Oh,
And it's
yes.
more fun to do it with them than just go by myself. And so I got a lot of encouragement. So pandemic, of course, we weren't doing anything. And so last 3 or 4 weeks ago, uh, we threw up our boutiques at this big event in Medicine Lodge, and I guess got a lot of encouragement from that to get back into it.
That's
The
really
in-person
cool.
events, yeah.
Good. Oh my goodness. Well, and we've already touched on this one a little bit, but if you'd love to share, like, what makes you unique from your perspective, I'd love to hear that.
Well, everyone is unique what they bring to the table. I think my sense of design and my eye for the fabrics and just the collection, and I do have it. Maybe I can put a link, but I think I have it on my Facebook page in an album, uh, my collection, just
Oh,
a
okay, yeah.
picture of each one. But, and then just my sense of design, and I don't know anyone else is doing this. There's been people copy me, go for it. There's enough for everybody, but they don't have my fabric collection. So,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Your resources are very unique.
yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you spend a lot of time having to source those things as well. And so
Mhm.
the dedication there is pretty
Yeah, it's a
incredible.
passion. I mean, I enjoy it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
score. And then people do outbid me, so I have to be
That's
careful not
okay.
to get carried away, but of my heart too. But some of it's getting more popular. Like all vintage stuff is getting more popular,
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons I have. Well, I started using I sourced denim jackets through a company called Lola Jeans, and it's just sustainable denim jackets. made for women, 3 washes, sizes extra small to 3X, fit great, but I wasn't able to source the vintage jackets, and then the fit on them is inconsistent, and so I wasn't just going any vintage or any used jacket. I was wanting the Levi's, the Wranglers, the Gap, stuff like that. So as those prices started climbing, and then I'm still doing them when I can get them. But I do take one of my favorite things is to buy just a completely destroyed Levi's jacket, okay, and put it back together, and then make it into something. Let me show you one here.
Yeah.
This is like for my personal collection, but okay, so it's obviously really, really old. So I take the collar and fix it so it looks
wow.
Doesn't look, I mean, it was trashed. It was like all open like that. And,
yeah.
Let me get her out of the way. And then this one actually had, this is why I love it so much. It actually already had these patches on the sleeve. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's so neat.
How cool. So I kept this one for myself, but I have found some since, and then like this fabric, another one that I've never seen before or since I bought it.
Oh my gosh.
All these Western Mountain cowboys and stuff on it. And I love that one. I've sold that one up into Wyoming a few times. So that's what I'm talking about on the Levi's and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. My goodness. Okay, well, what does work, life, and self-care, alignment, and balance look like for you?
Well, at this stage of life, the work part, as far as the sewing and the really intense, like trying to get something on social media or the store or that, I'm only good for about 5 hours a day to 6, and then I've lost my brain mush. So life, that I guess that's the work part. Life is the balance part of it that I do. I have to stay in touch with my women friends, and I have to keep cultivating new friends.
Yeah.
That all ages, that we come together with something in common, and just encourage each other.
Yeah.
So one of the women that I'm doing a booth with on Saturday, she's 23. We have a blast together, and so once I got through that mindset of I can do this, she doesn't think I'm old.
Yes.
I'm getting off subject here.
Oh my gosh, no, that's really funny though.
What was the rest of it? Oh, self-care.
Yes.
Oh, self-care. Okay, so self-care, I mean, sleep is so, I mean, I have to sleep. And shutting down in the evenings, the noise level, which it's just 2 of us that live here now, but I've got to turn off the TV. I've got to have quiet to settle my brain down and my my nervous system. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. That's so good. I love how like you said, you're only good for about 5 hours before your brain starts to not work quite right, and that you have to turn off the TV, you need your sleep, and so it's just knowing what you need and making sure that you get that. So that's really good.
Well, and I had to make a rule for myself, rules that pretty much followed. I don't do a lot of that, but I will no sewing after 6 p.m. None, because that's when things happen. Like which I've never done. Like you sew over your finger, you start making mistakes, and iron, and and that, and then I won't ever allow myself to buy anything online at night.
That's a really good personal boundary to have.
And now I break it occasionally, but that has been probably one of the best things I've ever done for myself.
I'm going to steal that one from you because most of my online shopping happens after 11 p.m.
Yeah, no. Look at it, put it in your cart, but don't buy it. And then if you still want it tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good rule. I like that. Oh my
I
gosh.
exercise and riding my horse, so that's
Yeah.
my self-care. Yeah.
Awesome.
And therapy.
That's also good. Cool. So, how has the Hive helped you professionally and personally? Because you've been a member with us for a while now.
Yeah. It really helped me at a time when I was in Wichita for a month. I stayed there during the week, and that's when I discovered you because I was getting radiation treatment for breast cancer.
Yeah.
And Sarah Yost was someone I knew from before, and she was having an event there. And for lunch, I just went. I thought, this is the best place in the world. I just loved everything about it. And so I've been a virtual member or whatever you guys call it. That's where I got my virtual assistant, Jillian.
Yes.
And, I've had other contacts and conversations with other women, through that. I've watched your lunch and learns and the classes that you've held, and everyone gives so much free content. It's just been amazing.
Well, thank you. That's really good to hear. And if anyone else is listening, and yes, you too can drop by our events. If you're interested in attending any of our events, just message us or email us and let us know. And we would love to set you up to come and visit one. We love having visitors.
Yeah.
So
The concept of it, I wanted to keep supporting you all. I just love the idea of a place for women to go
yeah,
and do their business and connect. And, I was in the business world for a long time and it wasn't very woman friendly.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. I think, like you said earlier too, just having community is just so important. Yeah.
And I'm sure, I know it was a struggle through the pandemic, but I feel like we're on the other side of it now.
Yeah.
At least for me, I'm, vaccinated and on the go. So still being careful, but
yes, yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, I'd love to hear from you. What insight would you give to someone who's at the beginning of their business journey?
I would say, first of all, just get started.
Yeah.
But do not give up your financial stability until whether it's a job or something else, marriage. I don't know about that, but don't put yourself in a financially vulnerable position.
Yeah.
But do it. Start. And then I would also say counseling, like life coach, business coach, attend all the classes. There's so much free stuff out there to learn. Just be a sponge and learn everything. It's nice to have, what you guys do on is it the mastermind or?
Our Hive
people give
minds.
you feedback and take what's useful. Yeah.
That's really good advice, and that's very practical as well. I feel like some people, it can be, I don't know, but that's very practical is yes, don't give up your financial stability. I think Sarah Yost actually says that it's not your business's job to feed you or support you. It's your job to support it, which is true. So yeah. Awesome. Well, our last question for you today is how can we help you? If there is a way that people can follow you online or get in contact with you or see you at an event that you're doing soon, we'd love to hear about it.
Well, you've already done a lot just having me on here today. It's been wonderful and just getting more exposure. I think, just if you are interested in anything, just call me. We'll do like a little video appointment. We'll play with fabrics. We'll fit you in a jacket. A lot of people send me their jackets that they already have and that they love and they just want a little update on it kind of thing. We do that too. And I don't just have Western fabric. I do have a lot of what I want to call it. It's not Hispanic, but Frida Kahlo fabric.
Oh yes,
things like that. So but let's just just let me know. And then I think as far as I would like if someone in the Hive is savvy on Shopify, I would
Oh,
like
yeah.
to make some changes on my store and add more items. I'm going to pick up some other things like these scarves and wild rags and some other types of things that I want to sell. And so just I need some adjustment on my Shopify store.
Oh, awesome. I think we have a few members. I am not good at thinking off the top of my head right now because I'm pregnant. I will send some
Oh, that's
people
right.
to
I
you.
forgot you are.
Yeah. But if anyone else who's watching this knows someone who's savvy with Shopify as well, you can comment them below or tag them below.
Great. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll send you some people as well. But thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. This has been really fun. I was just so looking forward to it and seeing you. And good luck with the baby.
Thank you so much.
You and Jillian having your babies at the same time. Oh.
Yes, we are just thrilled. So thank you. That means a lot.
Thanks for having me. So I really appreciate it.
And I will be putting Terah's contact information in the comments below, so and her website, so that y'all can find her. But thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.